All right then, so here's another few examples on simplifying surds. We are asked to simplify 5 times by root 80, and by simplify the idea is to unpack this surd and make this number 80 a little bit smaller. It's a bit like simplifying maybe a fraction. Maybe you've got 12 over 20 as a fraction and you're trying to simplify it into a different form to make it a little bit easier to use, right? So there's kind of an example of simplifying and changing the form of a number. Now we've got our toolbox to help us. We've got these beautiful rules here, and we've got all the square numbers here up to 10 squared. So we will do the longer method on the left here, and we just basically go down to our toolbox. Instead of 80, we try and break it down into 2 factors, and then we can unpack and do the square root of each of the factors. So 2 numbers that multiply to give 80. Top tip, it'd be great if one of the numbers was a square number. So there's 4, and we know 4 times 20 is 80, so that's what I'm going to do first. So over here, this is 5 now times by root of 4 times 20. Now the point of choosing the 4 times 20 is to use one of the rules of surds here. We can break up the product. So this is 5 times root 4 times root 20, and of course root 4, which we all know. 2 squared is 4, so root 4 is 2. So over here is 5 times 2 times root 20, and then we can do the 5 times 2 first, is 10 times root 20. Now that's great because you've simplified definitely from root 80 now into root 20, but it's not as simple as it will go. So we can make that root even smaller. So we're going to go again, 10 times, and this time we're going to root 4 times 5. So it's 10 times root 4 times root 5. So it's 10, running out of space, times 2 times root 5. Finally, it's 20 root 5. Now I know that's the final answer really because I can't break down 5 any more than that, right? So 20 root 5 is the answer. So notice we kind of did the breaking down. So look, we broke down 80 into 4 times 20 to do the rule here. But then we kind of went through that again, didn't we, when we broke down the 20 here into 4 times 5 and split it up here. So we kind of did this rule twice. Now, if you look at the shorter method relies on you being, a little bit more savvy with your numbers. So as you scroll kind of down this list of squares, you basically want to think about the highest number that will divide into 80. And in fact, it's 16. So here now, watch the shorter method. We can have 5 times the square root of 16 times 5. And then using our rule of surds, that's root 16 times by root 5. So this is 5 times 4 times root 5. Notice I'm putting a little dot in between the numbers. That's an acceptable symbol for multiplication. And here, this is 20 lots of root 5. So you can see, can't you, that we get to the same final answer just a lot quicker. And yeah, so you get there, don't you, by doing the longer method, but you can see how quick it is to get there using the shorter method. And the shorter method relies on you trying to choose the highest square number that will multiply or divide into 80.